The United Kingdom is a place where thousands of Jamaican nationals now call their home. They have settled there for decades, establishing personal relationships, careers, and creating third and fourth generation Black British-born Jamaicans. The Gleaner has been a source of news for these families for 70 years, keeping them up to date, being a bridge between the old and the new, forging the links that are so important for those in the diaspora, and making the connection for those at home and abroad. Today, the RGR Gleaner Group, along with another great Jamaican brand, J. Ray and Nephew, present highlights of the inaugural staging of the UK Honour Awards.
This is a very auspicious occasion. It is 70 years anniversary of the UK Weekly Gleaner, which is no mean feat, especially in today's digital age. So we're here to celebrate that, but not only that, we are here to acknowledge greatness within the UK diaspora. And I just want to welcome everybody. There are some familiar faces that I don't know, but everybody in the room looking so marvelous on this rather warm, actually, Thursday afternoon.
Madam Master of Ceremonies, and if you permit me to simply describe everyone else as my distinguished friends in London. Special mention to our awardees today, ladies and gentlemen. It's a delight for me to be able to stand and to welcome you, even if virtually from Jamaica, to what is the inaugural staging of the Weekly Gleaner UK Honour Awards. This is an idea that we have talked about for almost 5 years, and I'm so pleased that it is happening today. Throughout the years, the many years that the Gleaner has been published in the United Kingdom, we have had cause to report on many outstanding Jamaicans and the activities that they have been involved in. Some of them in business, some of them in just community life, many of them in sports and culture. When you're in a cosmopolitan place like London, it's very easy to have your culture forgotten. But the Weekly Gleaner has kept everyone in the know about things that Jamaicans are doing. And so while we celebrate the Weekly Gleaner and its publications, still in its 70th year, we pause to also celebrate the people who make the content of the Weekly Gleaner as special as it has been. So for all those who have been nominated, we salute you. For all those who made nominations, we thank you. I'm sorry not to be in London today. Probably I was a little timid about whether or not they would ask me to be Prime Minister. But I have asked instead my Chief Financial Officer, Mrs. Andrea Wilson-Messam, to represent the group. And that's a fitting representation. So for all those who are being awarded, congratulations to you. Enjoy your afternoon. We could only do this with the support of our sponsor, Ray and Nephew. And the nominations were only possible through you who read the Gleaner and submitted to us. I want to pay tribute to the members of the Planning Committee and the Selection Committee headed by Mr. Rudy Page. Thanks again and enjoy your afternoon.
The RGR Gleaner's introduction of the 42-year-old Honour Award represents a unique opportunity for us at J. Ray and Nephew to partner with the UK Weekly Gleaner in bringing our message to our loyal UK consumers. Our brands represent what is best about our celebration of love, life, and the spirit of Jamaica. 2022 is a special year, as it's the celebration of Jamaica's 60th anniversary of independence and the 70th year of the UK Weekly Gleaner publishing in the UK. At J. Ray and Nephew, we have created 2 limited edition rums in recognition of Jamaica's 60th anniversary of independence. Appleton Estate Decades and for the first time, a limited edition white overproof rum Parish Collection. October is also Black History Month in the UK. Another occasion for us to celebrate. Cheers!
In 2016, two very amazing media groups, the RJR Group and the Gleaner Group, merged to form what is now the RJR Gleaner Communications Group. This group is the largest in the Caribbean. It boasts to be the only media group that is on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, and it has over 19 brands. 19 brands. The Gleaner Honor Awards is an iconic award in Jamaica, and we this year celebrated 42 years. 42 years of having this award in Jamaica. And of course, it is with great pride that we now will move forward and take the first step to develop the UK platform. And this platform would, of course, recognize and celebrate your expertise, your achievements, and your accomplishments. We are delighted to have you participating in this inaugural launch of the Weekly Gleaner Honor Awards, and we certainly look forward to celebrating your accomplishments and milestones, not only today, but in the future.
The committee read through the nominations and created a short list of candidates in each category by a process of elimination. The overall winner was then chosen from the category of winners. The committee members are the only people who had a vote. The selections were emailed to the committee members for confirmation, then ratified by the board. I would like to thank the committee members for the Weekly Gleaner Honours Awards. And on the selection committee, we had Dr. Dennis Howard, Ambassador Alun Asamba, and Dorothy Otti. On the planning committee, we had Gary Allen as the chairman, Yvonne Wilkes O'Grady, Celicia Patrickson, Joy Bennett, George Ruddock, Morgan Binger, Terry Ann Wilson. Thank you very much and have a great honours afternoon.
In the category Arts and Culture, the nominees are Kayo Brown, Crystal Downey, Egla Atkins, Dexter McLean, Anthony Walters, Melanie Keane.
And the winner is Dexter McLean. Dexter McLean captures the true essence of Jamaica, the vibrancy, grit and determination, boldness, pride, quick wit, creativity and entrepreneurship, often in the face of hardship. He survived and thrived in the racism he encountered. Dexter's photography speaks beautifully in ways words cannot convey. A child born with cerebral palsy, Dexter McLean had to navigate school systems first in Jamaica and then England that were ill-equipped to meet his needs. He discovered his unique gift for photography. Having graduated from Middlesex University with a distinction grade MA in photography in 2020, Dexter is now a highly regarded artist in his own right. He is a teacher with over 20 years of experience supporting Black adult learners and others with disabilities. He uses his amazing gifts to highlight the social, physical and economic barriers holding them back. Dexter amplifies the unheard voices of fellow Jamaicans with disabilities. He is a role model whose work provides an important reminder that we cannot be complacent. Let's give a hand for Dexter McLean.
In the category Business and Commerce, the nominees are Troy Gareth Harris Speed, Blue Jay Cafe, Joy and Dave Blake, Sophie Allison, Egla Atkins, Simone Bowman, Twanika Chanel Morrison Alcindor, Laban Ruse, Trudy Caroline Wicks.
And the winner is Blue Jay Cafe, Joy and Dave Blake. Blue Jay Cafe is a vibrant cafe serving breakfast and Caribbean cuisine located on Portland Road, South Norwood, Croydon. Joy and Dave Blake opened the cafe in January 2008. The cafe is part of the Crystal Palace Foundation Palace for Life. Blue Jay is a pillar and a beacon in the community, with it being a safe haven for young people, a sanctuary for the elderly, and a go-to meeting place for the movers and shakers within the community. Joy and Dave have built a fantastic community spirit within the establishment, supporting numerous charitable projects and championing local entrepreneurs.
In the category Education, the nominees are Bishop John Francis and Pastor Penny Francis, Dr. Velma McClymont, Jacqueline A. Hines, Paula Perry, Janice Gittins, Angelina Christian.
And the winner is Dr. Velma McClymont. Dr. Velma McClymont, scholar, activist and philanthropist, has a long history of engagement with black communities, both in Britain and internationally, although her heart has never left Jamaica. She is passionately committed to the critical role of education in emancipatory struggles, including those engaged in the fight for reparative justice that continue to play across the Afro-diaspora. Most importantly, Dr. McClymont courageously espouses the principles of ethical leadership and holds to account the actors within the public and political spheres.
In the category Entertainment, the nominees are Kayo Brown, Egla Atkins.
And the winner is Kayo Brown. Though being a high academic achiever, qualifying as a Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Legal Executives and specializing in the area of housing law, music has always been a dedicated and professionally nurtured constant in Kayo Brown's journey through life. He is also a university lecturer in law and a range of other academic subjects. Kayo is one of the few musicians in the UK to combine jazz, soul and reggae as a way of promoting the history and legacy of enslavement and the development of black British identity.
Amazing. I mean, words cannot express. And you know, we do things not to get awards, but when you get them, you kind of suddenly realize that all the work that you've been over the years counts for something. You know, and someone out there is watching what you're doing. So I've been at this game for years, but I have a very holistic approach to life, you know. So it's not just music, there's other things that I do, but I try to make it seamless. But this means the world to me, being Jamaican born. You know what I mean? It means the world to me.
In the category Health and Wellness, the nominees are Bishop John Francis and Pastor Penny Francis, Donna Noble, Egla Atkins, Dr. Agri Burke.
And the winner is Dr. Agri Burke. Agri Washington Burke is a British retired psychiatrist and academic born in Jamaica who spent the majority of his medical career at St. George's Hospital in London. Specializing in transcultural psychiatry and writing literature on changing attitudes towards black people and mental health, he's carried out extensive research on racism and mental illness and is the first black consultant psychiatrist appointed by Britain's National Health Service, NHS. During his early career, Burke conducted studies on the mental health of repatriates at Bellevue Hospital in Jamaica and concluded that repatriation caused significant psychological harm. While in Jamaica, he authored the earliest epidemiological report on schizophrenia in the Caribbean. In 1976, having returned to the UK, Burke published works on attempted suicide in immigrant Irish, West Indian and Asian people in Birmingham. In the early 1980s, he carried out psychotherapeutic work with bereaved families following the fire at a house in New Cross in which 13 young black people died.
In the category Philanthropy, the nominees are Twanika Chanel Morrison Alcindor, Tanisha Westcar, Anthony Walters.
And the winner is Anthony Walters. Anthony Walters is a fine artist and ceramicist. He is a master of painting, oil and acrylic, drawing and ceramics. He is one of the founding artists of Living Space Art School alongside his wife Amina, which was established in April 2012. It is Islington's only black-led art school that brings art and its transformative power to the heart of the community, with an inclusive focus placed on all the adults from any background and any level. Anthony has worked hard to ensure that the art classes are delivered free of charge to the students.
In the category Public Service, the nominees are Sanchia Alasia, Diane Abbott.
And the winner is Diane Abbott. Diane Julie Abbott was born September 27, 1953 in London, England. She is a British politician. She served on the Westminster City Council 1982 to 86, and in 1987 was selected over the sitting Labour Member of Parliament as a party's candidate for the London constituency of Hackney North and Stoke Newington. Easily winning office, she became the country's first black female Member of Parliament, and with Bernie Grant and Paul Boateng, one of the first members of the House of Commons of African descent.
In the category Science and Technology, the nominees are Egla Atkins, Professor Godfrey Palmer.
And the winner is Professor Godfrey Palmer. Sir Geoff Palmer has a long association with the city of Edinburgh, Scotland. He first arrived in the capital in 1964 to pursue a PhD in grain science and technology, jointly with the then Heriot-Watt College and the University of Edinburgh. Born in the parish of St. Elizabeth in Jamaica in 1940, Godfrey Henry Oliver Geoff Palmer, as he is known to friends and colleagues, migrated to Britain in 1955 as part of the Windrush generation. He overcame early education and other challenges to later graduate with a degree in botany from Leicester University in 1964. In 1968, he graduated with a PhD in grain science and technology from Edinburgh University. Upon completion of his doctorate, he began working at the Brewing Research Foundation, where he developed the industrial process of barley abrasion and pioneered the use of scanning electron microscope to study cereal grains, which revolutionized the brewing industry. He was the first person in Europe and the fourth in the world to have been honored with the American Society of Brewing Chemists Award of Distinction.
In the category Sports, the nominees are Steve Stevenson, Claude and James Williams.
And the winner is Steve Stevenson. Steve Stevenson, MBE, has a long history of supporting Jamaican and West Indian male and female cricketers and putting on various functions over the past 30 years for the West Indies team when they are touring England.
In the category Voluntary Service, the nominees are Beverly Angela Thompson, Claudine Martin, Ryan J. Matthews Robinson, Claude Williams and James Williams, Winegar Irwin, Tanisha Westcott, Janice Gittins, Angelina Christian, Twanika Chanel Morrison Alcindor.
And the winner is Winegar Irwin. Winegar Irwin is nominated for his outstanding work in the community to support seniors from the Windrush generation. In 2017, Winegar was inspired to set up the Ageless Teenagers Project to address loneliness and isolation in the community. The project has gone from strength to strength, with numbers increasing from 38 to over 500 registered members.
My wish and my hope, is that Jamaica becomes, and not even becomes, but leads the way, not just on a national level, international. We've got some amazing representatives from the island of Jamaica, and I am proud to be running the organization Ageless Teenagers. So when it comes to Jamaica, forward ever, backward never.
In the field of publishing, the award goes to Mr. Al Hamilton. In the field of athletics, the award goes to Tessa Sanderson.
Diane Abbott, is one of the most significant women of Jamaican heritage alive today. Her name is known worldwide. Her achievements are lauded. She is both historical and an iconic pillar, having represented the black community across the UK for over 40 years. She is synonymous with race equality, global justice at home and abroad, civil liberties, diasporic affairs, peace and security issues. Her extraordinary accomplishments: first black woman MP, first black MP at the PMQ's dispatch box, the only black person from a state school to study at Cambridge in the 1970s, the longest serving black member of parliament cannot be disputed. She has built a distinguished career as a parliamentarian, broadcaster and commentator. Diane was born to Jamaican parents from Clarendon in London. Her father was a welder and mother a nurse. She won a place at Cambridge after attending grammar school and then worked in local government and television before switching to politics. In 1987, she created history along with Paul Boateng, Bernie Grant and Keith Vaz when they entered Parliament as the first elected black and Asian MPs. Diane represents the London constituency of Hackney North and Stoke Newington, where she has been elected 9 times with the biggest majority ever. Outspoken on many issues, Abbott occupied a left-of-centre position in the Labour Party during the 1990s when Tony Blair's Reform Modernisation programme abandoned many of the party's traditional socialist policies. Diane has successfully held 3 shadow ministerial posts: Public Health, International Development, and as Home Secretary. Even with such an illustrious career, she receives an incredibly disproportionate amount of abuse, often focusing on her gender and race, and includes threats of sexual violence. Nevertheless, Diane has been a vocal campaigner around race relations, transparency, and justice around policing, surveillance, stop and search, and detainment without trial. She is founder of the London Schools and the Black Child Initiative, which raises educational achievement levels amongst black children, and she also flies the flag for Jamaica at every public opportunity. Today, Diane Abbott continues to be in demand around the world as a speaker on many issues. Her achievements are extraordinary, and we are very proud. Please welcome our Platinum awardee, Diane Abbott.
I'm thrilled to get the award. I'm glad to have lived up to the aspirations and the achievements of Jamaicans down the decades. So yeah, pleased and proud.
What's great about the Honor Awards is that we don't vote, the public votes. So we ran a series of ads over 3 months, inviting people to vote for somebody that I felt was doing very well across 10 categories, which was art and culture, business and commerce, science, sports, etc., etc. And then we collate all of the voting, create a list, a short list, and then that is taken to the selection committee and they select. And of course the selection then, we're here now witnessing the unfolding of the winners. Yeah? So it's a very democratic process. Although we do have the right to decide who gets the Platinum Award, which is exceptional performance. And of course, everybody, all 3 of the people here agree that Diane Abbott was, fabulous.
I mean, when we did our research, we saw that we have impacted academia, we have impacted sports, we have impacted entertainment, music. There's absolutely no area that Jamaicans have not only been effective, but they have excelled and been at the top of their game. And so honoring them today is just absolutely amazing.
The Weekly Gleaner has been really serving the Jamaican community tremendously. People look for it for not just the whole issue about news from back home, but we dabble in the topical issues here in the UK, which affect Jamaicans. So it's an overall product. It has served the test of time. We are in a age where it's digital, but you know what? The Weekly Gleaner, because our readership tend to want that authentic newspaper. And they say every week they go out and look for it. I think it's because Jamaica is still a tropical country. And people who live overseas in the diaspora are concerned about issues that affect them there. And they themselves want to contribute to Jamaica, and they're looking for ways of how to do that. And of course, the Weekly Gleaner is there to give them some ideas, what they can do, investment. People want to donate back to their, whether it be hospital or schools or wherever they come from. And the Gleaner is always there, and we encourage them.
This is the first event of this type that the RJR Gleaner Group has put on. We normally do a lot of events in our own country, but to come to London and to do it for the Jamaican diaspora market and to achieve the stuff that went on today, it is amazing.